Hi guys and welcome to Odds on Premier League. We are going to analyze the 33rd match day and the final of the Carabao Cup between Man City and Tottenham Hotspur with Tom Rennie, of course, and with you. Leave a comment below in the comment section and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. And do not forget to click on the like button, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get all the notifications. And now let's go on with the show. After a weekend enjoying, well, Mourinho's been sacked, the Super League and Prince Philip's funeral, we are back. Tom, how are you?
There's too much happening. There was a point on Monday where there was just too much happening. At the end of the day, I just went to bed, had a nice cup of cocoa and slept for 10 hours. That's the world we're in now, and we're not slowing down.
And let's start with the final we have this weekend. We have the Carabao Cup Final, Man City, Tottenham, but not Guardiola against Mourinho, not anymore. And well, for sure, citizens are huge favorites. The thing is, like, Tom, do you give any chance to the Spurs that they are really bad actually lately? But in Mourinho's side with these new interim managers, is there any chance for the Spurs to get the victory? The odds are crazy for Spurs victory, 6.62.
Well, the amazing thing about this is that if Mourinho was still in charge, and I'm staggered they sacked him before a cup final, but considering that's his thing, I will win you trophies. If he was still in charge, I would give them a puncher's chance, a decent chance, a gambler's chance, if you like. Now, with the possibility of a half-fit or unfit Harry Kane, I think he'll probably be okay for this. He always carries his ankle injury everywhere he goes. But I just don't see any scenario. I know Man City were poor last week. I was working on that game and they looked utterly disinterested in the game against Chelsea. There's a big doubt about Kevin De Bruyne as well. Without him, they are not the same team. He is their number one, numero uno, world-class talent. Without him, yeah, a lot of really great players. Some of the world's best come in, but not the world's best. It does change everything about Man City. But look, I just don't think Ryan Mason's Tottenham are going to be able to win this. I don't see how it happens. I don't see how they play. Do they play the Mourinho way? If they're going to do that, why get rid of the man who invented it? Are they going to go and change the way they play to try and take on Man City in a final? I don't see it. I don't see any scenario where Tottenham win. I would be so confident of a Man City win, I would bet big on them winning. Because I just don't see any way other than Man City lift it. Though, of course, do these two super clubs care enough about this to provide a spectacle for us? Who knows? I think it's a game that's going to be more known for the fans coming back and making their displeasure known than anything that happens on the pitch.
All right, then because the victory of Man United is getting for granted from the bookies, we have to take a look at Asian Handicap -1, for instance, 1.98 to find good odds and back Man City. It means that they have to win for at least 2 goals to win our bet. Then for you, you actually nailed it, the final of the FA Cup. You said that Chelsea we're gonna beat Man City. Now you are completely sure that Man City will lift this trophy. Then let's focus on the Premier League. And on Friday we have a very good game. Actually, Arsenal-Everton, for the name of the clubs, not for their performance in the Premier League this season, 8th against the 9th. And Arsenal, they saved a point in the extra time against Fulham. They are not good at home, actually. No victories in the last 4 home games lately. And Everton, they are not winning anyone. Now, 3 straight defeats, 6 winless games. So bad.
Yeah, the Everton injury crisis we spoke about last week continues. There are doubts about Calvert-Lewin, Yerry Mina, Andre Gomez, several other players for Everton. Decore is out, Gbamin is out. A few players carrying knocks from Tottenham last Friday as well. So a whole bunch of issues that we've known about for Everton for a long time. The squad is not good enough or deep enough to cover for the absentees they have had. For Arsenal, Fulham should have beaten them. It's the kind of result that Arsenal just seem to get. They play incredibly badly, and suddenly there's 7 minutes added on. Suddenly they score a goal that was probably offside. All the cracks are papered over for another week, and we move on to another week of, is Arteta any good? The answer, guys, is no. I think the last 3 Everton games have finished as draws. There's good spirit in that camp, despite the issues they have. I don't see Arsenal going into this game and being able to win. I think Everton will go to Arsenal feeling they can get something, but I only see draw here. Draw, both teams to score, evenly match, mid-table, not so super teams.
All right, Arsenal for sure focus on the Europa League semi-finals against Villarreal in the following week.
Does it matter? Does it matter for them, the Europa League? They've already qualified, haven't they, for next year?
They can qualify for the Champions League if they win the Europa League.
No such thing, mate. No such thing.
No, why not?
Super League now. Super League teams. No such thing. Doesn't matter anymore. Bet against Arsenal. Got nothing to play for.
I'm an old-fashioned guy. I still believe there's gonna be Champions League. And Liverpool is one of the teams that want to qualify for whatever we have next season. Let's think that we are gonna have a Champions League, and they screw it up actually on Monday evening against Leeds because they only got a draw. They could have jumped into European spots, but they couldn't, and now for sure they have to beat Newcastle. But well, Newcastle is a team that they are in form. We thought that, you thought especially, that they might go down now, 8 points away from relegation after back-to-back victories, but the bookies only expect a home victory.
Yeah, Liverpool and Monday Night Football was an interesting game because the first 45 minutes, I thought Liverpool were really, really good, actually. And I saw them recently against Arsenal. They played well in that one. There's still some quality, an incredible amount of quality, in fact, at Liverpool Football Club. But whether it's fatigue, mental fatigue, physical fatigue, I don't know. But they just seem to go off a cliff in games. The longer it goes on, the worse Liverpool seem to get. I think it was quite pointed that Sadio Mane was the man withdrawn from Mo Salah on Monday because though he scored his first goal in 9 games, it was a 9-game drought, so in 10, he looked knackered. Sadio Mane looked knackered from first minute to last. He looks like me when I get up at 6:30 in the morning with a baby at 10:30 at night. He looked exhausted, the guy. So I think they're desperate to get to the end of this season. As you say, they could have got into the top 4 for whatever that means. They failed to do so. They will move into the top 4 with a win here. You can only see a Liverpool win. Newcastle did beat West Ham. They beat West Ham because West Ham somehow contrived to beat themselves with the hideous errors they made for 2 of the 3 goals, going down to 10 men midway inside the first half. And still Newcastle nearly managed to throw it away because simply they are not a good team. But they have moved away from those around them thanks to some individual brilliance, and also Maximin at Burnley, and the individual errors at West Ham at St James's Park. Despite the issues that Liverpool have had at home, despite the fact they've struggled against the strugglers, there's no scenario I'm backing Newcastle for a win. I'll take Liverpool here all day.
We have to go, for instance, Liverpool Asian handicap minus 1.5. If you think they will win for 2-goal difference, odds 1.92, or you wouldn't go there?
I'd be looking low. I'm just looking for a low-scoring Liverpool win, maybe under 1.5 goals. 1-0 Liverpool, 2 at best.
All right, then let's move on. We have West Ham, Chelsea. Important game for the battle of the top 4, whatever that means as well. West Ham now in the 4th position, 1 point more than Chelsea. You just mentioned it, how they lost against Newcastle. We are seeing a lot of goals in the last games of the Hammers, whereas Chelsea, they are playing on Tuesday evening against Brighton after that victory that you mentioned, that you actually tipped against Man City in the FA Cup semi-finals. How you see this important game?
Yeah, this is a tough one to predict, actually, because I think all things point towards Chelsea win. Their form has improved dramatically in the last 3 games. I think if you take West Bromwich Albion and that anomaly of a game out of the equation, it's been nothing but improvement under Thomas Tuchel since he took over from Frank Lampard. I thought the first 30, 40 minutes against Crystal Palace in that 4-1 win in their previous weekend league game, was phenomenal. They played fantastically well. They even got a goal and a good performance out of Kai Havertz. That's how good Thomas Tuchel is. He's a miracle worker. He's turned the season's biggest flop transfer into a okay-looking footballer. Not easy when you see how bad Kai Havertz has been this season. For West Ham, going to be no Antonio still. It's a massive blow. It doesn't work without Antonio. I've said that to you all season long. There are doubts as well about Declan Rice. He might come back for this, more likely the game the following week. I think West Ham with Antonio and Rice and their strongest possible 11 would have a decent chance in this game. I think without those players, Craig Dawson suspended as well, I don't see a scenario where West Ham win it. I think they will work hard. I think they'll push Chelsea close, but the Chelsea quality is there for all to see. I think West Ham will score, but I think Chelsea will win.
Then the last game we have on Saturday, way less interesting. Sheffield United, Brighton. Sheffield losing against Wolves. This is no surprise. 6 straight defeats for them. Only 1 goal scored during all this time. And Brighton, I just said they still need to play against Chelsea. 6 points away from relegation, so they are almost safe. Their last game was against Everton, actually, and it was a draw.
Yeah, and I think draws a pretty safe bet here as well for these two teams. Sheffield United, God bless them, lost. Awful season for them. Relegation finally confirmed, and that can be sweet relief for some teams. We've seen it over the years when a team has finally gone down. We've known it for a long time. Suddenly they start playing with freedom. But I don't think that's been Sheffield United's problem, playing with freedom. The problem is their players are Championship and League One standard. They haven't built a good enough squad to be in this division. That's their problem. It's not heart. It's not endeavour. It's not effort. They've got all that. They've still got all that. But they haven't got a squad to compete in this league. And that still remains an issue in this game. As for Brighton, a couple of weeks ago, they added a ruthless streak to what's been a pretty decent defence this season. Just 38 goals conceded, considering their league position, is actually pretty decent. I think offensively, they've had more issues than defensively. Brighton this campaign, 33 goals scored is less than Newcastle. The myth of the entertaining Brighton, I don't think has really been there this season. We play good football, not if you watch them every week. I think Brighton will know how close they are now. They have shown the ability to bludgeon their way to results. They will do it again here. No scenario that Sheffield United win, so don't back that. Personally, I'd be looking draw. Personally, I'd be looking goalless draw. But if you are going to pick a winner, make it Brighton, but draw is the favourite for me.
Okay, draw, we have 3.77. Of course, higher odds for a Brighton victory, 1.83. And on Sunday, we have Wolves, Burnley. Wolves, again, struggling like the whole season to score goals, but at least they beat Sheffield United, and William Jose finally scored 1 goal before also back-to-back victories before they beat Fulham with Adama Traore scoring the winner. And Burnley is the team now marking the salvation. 3 straight defeats for them after losing with Man United, Newcastle, Southampton. Maybe here another close victory for Wolves.
This is such a tough one to call. This is one that I would really back away from in terms of betting on this weekend. There's some good money to be made elsewhere. Here, there's 2 scenarios. Number one, another 1-0 win for Wolverhampton Wanderers. As you say, the last 2 results have been a really tough watch, by the way. I mean, I get paid to watch them, so I did sit through both 90 minutes. But if I wasn't getting paid, there is no way I'd be watching Wolverhampton Wanderers right now. And I think I include the majority of the Wolves fan base in that. But 2 really important wins, 41 points after 32 games. Considering the issues they have had all season, that is pretty impressive. When they reinforce next year, they'll go back to being the Wolves we've all come to know and love. As for Burnley, this loss of form has come at a really, really bad time. The Southampton loss was tough. The Newcastle loss was heartbreaking. The Man United loss, they should have got a draw in that game and didn't. They're panicking, I think, Burnley, to such a point, they even changed formation against Manchester United. They went 3 at the back. I've not seen Burnley not play 4-4-2 since football was being played in black and white. It's been a long, long time since they tried another idea. Did it work? Kinda. And I would imagine they would do it again in this game because draws will get them there, Burnley. They will go into this game for a draw. And weirdly, I think they'll get it. If I was looking for a winner here, I'd probably take Burnley because they need at least 1 more win, maybe 4 more points from what is left. And Wolves have got nothing to play for with the 2 games they have just had. So, low-scoring draw, tight Burnley win. I'd avoid Wolves here.
Then your bet here, and it will be a good one actually, is Burnley Asian Handicap 0. We have odds for that right now on Oddspedia 3.05. So if
that's the
Burnley,
bet.
Yeah, if Burnley wins, we get our money. If there is a draw, we get our money back. So perfect for the analysis you were doing. Probably you are more interested to watch the next one, Leeds Man United. Leeds are in a really good form, even if they have nothing to play for. But week after week, they are showing very good standards in this Premier League. Whereas Man United, they beat Burnley, suffering. Greenwood scoring a brace. Probably also keeping an eye on that semi-finals of the Europa League against Roma. But they are doing well, actually. 5 victories in a row since they were kicked out of the FA Cup.
Yeah. With Leeds, I was doing their game on Monday, and I thought that, as they always seem to do, they got better and better and better as the game went on. They outworked, they outfight their opponents, and doing that against Liverpool, even this Liverpool, is still a real achievement, and they're to be commended for it. 5 games without defeat, 3 wins, 2 draws in that time for Leeds United. As you say, not a great deal to play for, but a top half finish is a real achievement for them. We forget they're newly promoted because they're such a big name with such a famous manager, but they've got a lot of championship players and they're well safe in the Premier League. And finishing above Arsenal, realistic. Finishing above Everton, possible. Finishing above Tottenham at this point is a real possibility. Top 7 finish could be on for Leeds United. And whatever the Conference League ends up being, if it even happens, you know, that they could be qualifying for that, which would be pretty decent for Leeds United. And I'm sure their fans, when back, would love to be in a competition like that, or the Europa League even, they would love to be in it. As for Man United, as you say, I mean, I said this to you last week, I have been so impressed with Manchester United. It is clicking right now at Manchester United. If they'd have just avoided a couple of those rubbish home defeats earlier in the season, we would be wading into an end-of-season title race right now, because City are on a little wobble and Man United are on a real charge. Impressive against Burnley, the way they took on a rugged, low-block defence and won, something they've failed at all season long. Great against Tottenham Hotspur, vintage away Solskjaer performance. You know, tough against Brighton, but they got the job done. Lots of players in red-hot form right now. You mentioned Mason Greenwood. He's not had a great season. I would have advocated him going out on loan somewhere in January because he's not been playing and not been scoring. Suddenly, it's clicking for him. I can only see a Man United win here. Even though Leeds are one of my favourite teams to watch this season, I think they will push hard. I think this is going to be a great game. I'm really excited about this one. But I think Man United's incredible away form will continue. I think they'll close that gap on Man City, as it will be at the top of the table. They'll be on, 5 points behind, depending on how City got on in midweek. That's going to be an incredible gap to look at this stage, because it will make everyone wobble a little bit. If City lose against Villa on Wednesday, we're recording before that, and Man United win, the gap suddenly is squeaky bum time. Suddenly there's a title race. Suddenly people are having a little flutter of Man United to win it. I'd love to see it. You'd love to see it. It would be super to see it, some would say. You can't beat competitive football, and I think Man United beat Leeds United. Both teams to score a possibility, but certainly back Man U.
Not bad odds, actually, 1.95. And as you said, Man United form on the road this season has been great. Then the last game we have on Sunday, Villa Park, Aston Villa, West Brom. We are recording before that game, as you said, Man City, Aston Villa. Their last game was a 2-1 defeat against Liverpool, but they were close to get a point from the Reds. So they are getting a little bit more competitive in the last few weeks. And West Bromwich Albion, well, maybe they have still a possibility to stay up if they are able to beat Leicester City in the middle of the week. And we know that they are coming from back-to-back victories against Southampton and Chelsea. Maybe there is also a possibility that this is a game that they can win, actually.
The West Brom fight back may have started 2 weeks late. It may have started 2 games late. If they did this from game week 27, game week 28, game week 29, you feel like, yeah, when they get to 31 games played, 24 points, it is doable. Even if they've won in midweek and they win here, they would still need to make up 3 points on Burnley and hope Burnley had lost at the weekend against Wolves, which I don't think they will do. And so it might be a little bit late. But look, Sam Allardyce said it a couple of weeks ago. They had to win 5 from 8. They had to win 4 from 7. He keeps taking it down. And they've won the last couple of games. For Aston Villa, the season's gone right off the rails since Jack Grealish has gone missing. It's understandable. He's been one of the top 10 players in the Premier League this season. To lose him for an extended period of time, it's understandable it would start petering out. I think they've still got great energy. I think they've still got great desire, that they're well coached, all that for Aston Villa. But I just feel like West Brom need this more. And we are in the needs-must part of the season. And I can see another West Brom win. I can see another West Bromwich Albion win to make everybody's hearts in that bottom 5 start going aflutter. I can see them winning narrow. I think they'll defend well. I would expect a West Bromwich Albion win to 0. Tight, under 1.5 goals. 1-0 West Bromwich Albion will be my tip.
We have odds for West Brom victory, 5.25, so really high. You are a little bit more cautious. We also have West Brom Asian Handicap 0, 3.32. So if at the end there is not this corner for West Brom to score the winner, maybe...
You know my mind now. You know my mind.
Exactly. Then maybe there is a draw and we have our money back just in case we have an insurance. And our last game will be on Monday, Leicester City, Crystal Palace. This could be a funny one, but we have to know before the result of Leicester West Brom. If Leicester got the 3 points there, at least they will be safe, I think. And if they get also another 3 points against Crystal Palace, they will have the top 4 finish. Very close, but again, we have to wait because they are coming from back-to-back defeats against Man City and against West Ham and Crystal Palace. What can we say about Crystal Palace? They just want the season to end. Last 6 games, only 4 goals scored, so terrible right now.
Yeah, Crystal Palace to the Premier League, what Tottenham will be to the Super League. I think that with Leicester City, incredibly impressive performance in the FA Cup semi-final. They didn't play well, but I was impressed because they got to the big stage and didn't buckle. And that's been the narrative of Leicester for a long, long time. Certainly under Brendan Rodgers, and even his career in the Premier League has been characterised by that assertion. Get to the jaws of victory and find a way to lose. They did not do that against Southampton, and it's going to be a great FA Cup final between Leicester and Chelsea, as predicted right here. In this game, you know what Crystal Palace are going to do. They'll be 4-4-2. They will defend deep. They will put tackles in. They will pass to Wilfried Zaha, who'll claim for a free kick, scream at the referee. He won't get it, and we'll move on. The only way Leicester don't win this game is if they don't bring the intensity to their performance, which they need to bring, which they haven't brought enough in league games recently. But I would hope the motivation will be there. I will hope the confidence will be there from Leicester, considering last week. The distraction of the FA Cup is gone. It's all about 3 more wins and a draw, I would say, from the 7 games they have left to secure Champions League football. Don't have another Bournemouth blow-up. Go into this game and go into it confident. Go in and score a few goals early. In Kelechi Iheanacho, they have the league's form striker right now. I think Leicester will win. I think Leicester will win without conceding. I don't see Crystal Palace scoring. I'd be looking for 2 goals or more. Leicester to win 2.5 or more. Maybe an Asian handicap -1.
Okay, Leicester to win 2-0. That you mentioned, we have odds 2.25. Leicester City Asian handicap -1. We have odds 1.86. So actually, it's better to take the win 2-0 if we want higher odds, or Asian handicap -1.5, 2.56. This is same as good. If they win for 2 goals, we get our bet. It will be correct. Then we have a messy weekend again in the Premier League, in the English football. There are games every single day, and it's difficult to track actually the match day, the finals, the FA Cup, or whatever. But we've analyzed again everything. Tom, perhaps you have an ACCA for us.
Yes, I was happy with my ACCA win last week, and I think following it in triples might be a good way to go about it. And this week, I think there's some obvious picks. Liverpool will beat Newcastle. Chelsea will beat West Ham United. Man United will win at Leeds. There's a nice triple there, 2 away wins in there as well, which should give you quite nice odds. If you wanted to make it spicy, you could throw West Bromwich Albion into that mix. I'm not going to do that because I'm not crazy, but there is a triple or a good 4 in there if you want to.
All right, then we have the 2 options. Remember also the West Brom victory was above, more than 5 odds, so quite high. Is, as you said, adding some spicy to the pot. Then, Tom, thank you very much again for analyzing everything with us.
What a super day it's been. See you next time.
We have now all the tips to place our bets in this weekend in England. Let me know what you think about any game here in the comment section below, and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. And do not forget to click on the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get all the notifications. If you prefer, you can listen also to all our videos in our podcast. See you soon.